guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to react to the Filipinos who made Pinoys proud episode 2 from Casual Chuck. After I reacted to the first one, you guys told me that I have to keep watching these episodes, so I'm here for it, and I would gladly learn more about Filipinos and their culture and their people. And yeah, because I mainly just know now the music part, and I'm still probably like just scratching the surface of it. So why not dive deeper and see all the other people who made Filipinos proud? So without further ado, let's get right into it.
I'm gonna bend you over, Salt Papi, and no one will stop me. You understand me? I'm the underdog, bro. You don't even know what you stepped into, bro. You don't even know.
Salt Papi, some strong words over there.
First of all, I'd like to thank God,
Who is
my
that?
team, my brothers, and my dad for training me for this event, and my coach. I'd like to thank Happy Punch Promotions and Misfit Boxing, KSI, for giving me this opportunity.
Boxing.
I'm very happy to be here. And I'd like to thank Andy Worski as well for taking this fight.
Respects.
Yeah, respect for that. And he can talk as much as he wants, but I let my hands do the talking in the ring, like I did.
Salt Papi, a final word?
I just wish him a speedy recovery.
Kids like my age in the streets. I grew up watching Manny Pacquiao.
Showboating from Salt Papi.
Salt Papi has some of the best arms.
Okay. Okay.
It's the real deal.
Salt Papi making a statement with that one.
Social media
I
has been
see,
taking
I
over
see
the
then.
entertainment industry. It's also starting to make noise in the professional sports industry.
I didn't know that Filipinos also took part in like boxing to this
At a first
level.
glance, anyone could easily assume that this guy's only talents are watching anime and playing video games. This chubby Filipino dude is a living proof that muscles alone don't win fights, but real talent and skill. Meet Nathaniel Bustamante, aka Salt Papi. He was born and raised in
love the name.
Candelaria, Quezon. At age 14, he moved to the UK with his family for better opportunities in life. He loved boxing ever since he was a kid because of Manny Pacquiao. He used to engage in street fights for fun in some of his vlogs, which are actually entertaining to watch, but he never really trained seriously.
For fun.
He worked as a nurse in a mental health institution for 5 years until he struck gold when his fake run challenge on TikTok went viral. His popularity skyrocketed, and he didn't stop there because he became even more popular when he started uploading videos of himself pouring salt in the most ridiculous ways you could ever imagine.
Nice.
This is when he earned his infamous nickname. He made his boxing debut in March of 2022 when he was given the opportunity to match up against the English YouTuber Halal Ham. Days before the fight, Salt Papi's opponent couldn't stop talking smack.
You think you're better than boxing than me? Bastard, shut up. I'm going to send your Filipino back to China. Bastard, shut up.
But come fight night, he made
Oh
Halal
my
regret
God.
everything he said.
Oh, lovely lean counter. He's definitely I want to see this guy fight again.
The internet took notice because it was 3 full rounds of humiliation.
Salt Papi. And he's done
The mouth is shut now.
What an entertaining performance.
But at this point, Salt Papi was only seen as some chubby guy who beat another chubby guy. So he got matched up against a Twitch streamer who was more fit and more arrogant than the first one.
I'm not coming in here to like have fun. I'm coming in here to murder you, bro. And that's what I'm gonna do, bro.
Is
Feel
there
like
an
he has
element of
some-
surprise that you're worried about with Andy, right? We haven't seen a
Sounds
lot
like
from
he has
him.
some screws
I've lost
missing.
10 kg for this fight. I feel more conditioned. I'm gonna take him out in first round.
Oh yeah? Really? First round?
All right, Salt Papi in the black. How about Salt Papi the southpaw? A la Manny Pacquiao from the Philippines.
Salt Papi has some of the best arms.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, Salt
that was
Papi
good.
is the real deal.
So Papi making a statement with that one.
They've waved it off. The Philippines celebrate.
I would love to know what is going on through his head at that point.
For Salt Papi.
This man was talking about a fight with KSI earlier in the week, and that is how he might get it.
The fight was over in seconds and he stayed true to his word. The internet then blew up as Salt Papi violated every ounce of Andy Warski's ego. The matchmakers then wanted to see how Salt Papi reacts when he gets tested. Like really tested. So they matched him up against an American MMA fighter, Josh Bruckner. On paper, it was looking like our guy didn't have a chance because not only does this guy have a total of 8 professional fights, but he was also bigger at 6'1" and stronger judging by his muscles. Like, come on, just take a look at the difference. But come fight night,
this is where Josh should be excelling. He's the longer fighter, should be touching Papi from the distance.
What a shot!
Man,
that was fast.
get up. He's struggling here. He's struggling. It's all over. Whoa! Papi trained. Rolls down.
You guys probably are really proud of him. He's not
a Manny
working
Pacquiao
his
left
mouth,
hand,
but
steps
actually he
inside
works.
the guard. You don't see that a lot. And taking advantage of the inside lane and popping him.
this
Like,
was the
that was
fight where
quick.
Salt Papi gained the respect of everybody, even the pros.
Who are the top 3 creator boxers right now?
Salt Papi.
One? Salt Papi won?
Yes. Technically wise, and like he seems like he understands boxing at a higher level, so I would say Salt Papi. Technically.
Also well deserved. He is so entertaining, so good, so sexy.
He just seems like he gets everything and he's understanding it, and I think he's gonna get better.
This win catapulted him into the top 5 pound-for-pound influencer boxing rankings, along with big names such as KSI and Jake Paul. Heck, some of them are even scared of him now.
Now, all I'm just training against orthodox fighters now. So, no more southpaws. You know, people want me to fight Salt Papi. It's not happening. Okay, I need to fight Jake Paul. I can't get distracted now.
No. Man, it low-key feels good when people fear us. Another Filipino who should be feared is Dave Bautista. He was born and raised in Washington, D.C. by his American mom and Filipino dad who worked as a taxi driver and a barber. They lived a life of poverty. Their home was located in a place where crime was a daily routine. He once said in an interview that he had witnessed a total of 3 murders right in front of their house as a kid. It didn't take too long for him to adopt a similar lifestyle because as early as 13, he was already stealing cars. By age 17, he started living independently, working as a nightclub bouncer. But that job didn't last long as he was arrested after a fight against 2 customers. One of them was rendered unconscious. He then got sentenced to 1-year probation. He then worked as a lifeguard after that, and at this time, he already had 2 kids and was struggling to make ends meet. There was one time when he broke down in shame when he had to borrow money from his co-worker just to give his kids some Christmas gifts. His struggles continued until he found bodybuilding and started going all in into wrestling, which led him to develop a monstrous physique, and this didn't happen until he was in his early 30s. This was him before. This was him after hitting the gym. Dude is almost unrecognizable.
Okay.
But despite his hard work, a lot of people still doubted him. He tried out in WCW but immediately got rejected and was told by one of their pro wrestlers that he would never make it in the pro scene. When one door closes, another opens because this led him to get accepted to debut in a much bigger organization.
People are saying no and then they still succeed.
From this point on, his career would snowball as he carried the iconic stage name Batista. He racked up multiple tag team and world title belts and was able to share the ring with legendary wrestlers like Triple H, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and The Undertaker to name a few. This line of profession is very dangerous.
It is.
So injuries weren't a stranger to him. So he decided to put it on hold and started venturing into acting. As expected, a lot of people doubted him again. But not for long because he was able to secure a role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Where is Gamora? Yeah, I'll do you one better.
Cool.
Who's Gamora? I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
After the Guardians of the Galaxy, Bautista appeared in multiple highly rated movies such as Blade Runner 2049, Dune, endgame, knock at the cabin, and more. What I like about this dude is he never forgot about his heritage. He's a loud and proud Filipino. He is so proud that he got the total of 3 tattoos representing his Filipino roots.
I was always really just taught to be proud of my heritage. My mom's Greek, my dad's Filipino. Always very proud of my roots, and I display it on my body. A Filipino flag and a Greek flag, and also another Filipino flag and another Filipino sun.
Now that's something to be proud of. Another big dude who is a very proud Filipino is Brandon Vera.
That's a big career.
He was born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia, but he also spent some of his childhood in Tagkawayan, Quezon, under the care of his Filipino dad and stepmom, which explains his fluent Tagalog.
Nakakatuwa si Brandon, no? Diba? Pinoy na Pinoy, ang galing managalog. Mas magaling ka pang managalog sa mga Pilipinong nakatira sa Pilipinas.
Nahihirapan pa minsan. Mga ibang words. Yung
May ibang
malalim.
words. Oo, pero diretso, hindi bulol. Diba?
Thank you.
Taga saan ang pamilya mo rito sa Pilipinas?
Tagkawayan, Quezon. And si ma'am galing Batangas.
He even knows a lot about Philippine history.
Marami ka bang alam sa Pilipinas?
A lot. My favorite one is the barong.
Yung barong Tagalog, pambansang kasuotan ng mga lalaki.
Oo nga.
Anong alam mo sa barong?
Saan galing yun? Bakit?
Saan galing ang barong?
Yeah.
Saan ba galing ang barong?
So, the history of the barong is I was told when the Spanish colonized the Philippines, they tried to make us wear clothes. Kasi, di ba, we were savages, not wearing clothes. So, pinusutan ng damit and then laging tago yung mga weapons ng mga Pilipino.
Nagtatago sila ng mga sandata. Okay.
Lahat. I guess the way that they fixed the problem was they came up with a shirt that was see-through. The barong, Tagalog.
Para makita nila kung may tinatago o may daladalang sandata yung mga Pilipino, ang pinasuot nilang damit, yung kita yung loob.
The tattoo on his back is also noticeable. The letters are an ancient Filipino writing system called Baybayin, which reads Mundo, Hangin, Apoy, and Tubig. A Pinoy avatar. Anyway, he excelled in wrestling in his high school days, which earned him a 4-year athletic scholarship at Old Dominion University. But he would later drop out as he wanted to focus only on wrestling.
I did not know.
He enlisted in the US Air Force and joined the wrestling team, but his career would be cut short because he would suffer multiple torn ligaments in his right elbow. This got him medically discharged by the Army. Nothing seems to be working in Brandon's favor, but he never gave up. He rehabbed his elbow on his own until he was strong enough to enter the Grappler's Quest submission wrestling competitions. He didn't have a coach or a trainer, so this caught the attention of Lloyd Irvin, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and coach, who invited him to train with his MMA school. He later then turned pro and went on to have an 8-fight winning streak while finishing most of his opponents with his signature kicks and devastating knees.
High clinch, watch the knees. That one hurt him.
Amir was shaking, and it could be over quickly.
Though he didn't quite reach the goal to become a champion in the UFC, he did become one in ONE FC in a brutal fashion by finishing all of his opponents.
I mean, that's what all this sport is about. The confidence, almost cocky in a way.
But he was already 40 at the time and his age would start catching up as he would lose against Myanmar's Online Sang. In the present day, Brandon Vera had already retired and moved to the Philippines permanently. He also built his own gym called the Alliance Training Center PH to help train more young Filipino MMA talents. And speaking of talent, especially in combat sports, who would ever forget to mention Manny Pacquiao?
You avoided no one. He's a throwback. It's like the old days when people fought the very best.
Historically great fighter.
He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived.
That's too much power, too much heart.
The fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny.
You guys can really be proud, like, wow.
And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch.
Every time he fights, the country's crime rate drops to 0%. He's a master not only inside but also outside the ring.
Manny, you have something very kind to say about us,
Yeah,
to the people of the Philippines.
Okay, hello Philippines. Itong mga kasama ko, hindi sila nakakaintindi ng Tagalog at akala nila pinupuri ko sila. Pero sila ay hindi nakakaintindi kaya pwede natin sila ikita. Kaya mga kababayan, ito wala to, hindi nakakaintindi. So, okay.
That's Manny P. That's
Thank you.
extremely moving.
Yes,
We're
yes.
moved.
Yes.
Extremely moving.
Okay, thank
Manny,
you.
we like
Thank
that.
you.
We like
Everyone
that.
loved Manny, even the biggest celebrities.
I mean, it was probably a
But
joke.
before gaining all that fame, he had to go through a lot of pain because he was born and raised in General Santos at the time of poverty and war. At age 5, he'd already seen dead and decapitated bodies. Military and rebel shootouts
Those
would happen
people,
just a few
kids
meters
grow
away
up
from their
so
home, so his
fast.
family had no choice but to
When
leave and
things like
settle
that
in a
happen.
nearby province called Sarangani. Manny's dad was barely there for them, so his uncle played the role of a father figure. He started training Manny how to box and also taught him how to fish at a very young age to survive.
Yeah.
He joined several amateur boxing competitions and dominated all of them, but he wasn't earning enough because most of what he got was just a bunch of trophies and medals. Life was too hard that it came to a point that Manny's dad butchered their own dog just to have food on the table. This was Manny's wake-up call, so at age 16, he traveled alone to the city of Manila to become a pro boxer without letting his mom know because he knew she wouldn't allow him back then. He made the gym his home and slept in the ring every night. In Manny's first professional fight, he had to lie about his age just to get in. He was a malnourished kid, so he put heavy objects in his pocket just to make it into the flyweight division, which explains why he looked significantly smaller than his opponents in his early fights. But despite the handicap, he still went on to dominate and clean up the whole flyweight division, gaining him a world title belt in the process.
Have to find their way.
In spite of this achievement, Manny was still relatively unknown to the world. Nobody knew him to the point that the announcers couldn't even read his name properly.
Tail of the tape, Berlisanola Ledwaba against Manny Pacquiao. I'll get it right, Pacquiao.
But Manny's anonymity would only last until this very night.
Boom! He took this fight on only 2 weeks' notice, and he is banging Ledwaba right now. Big right hand upstairs, and now he's got Ledwaba bleeding badly.
The eyes of Ledwaba.
That's a TKO victory for the very impressive Manny Pacquiao.
I frankly had never heard of him, but I've seen and heard of him now.
And you want to see him
And
again?
I want to see him again.
He would then beat everyone in bantamweight, so he had to move up to featherweight where he would earn the nickname Pac-Man, as he would devour most of the Mexican monsters in the division.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of people in this area of sports.
It came to a point that nobody in the featherweight
Where I'm
division,
coming from, there's
even
just
the
literally
lightweight
one person
division,
I can
was
think of.
willing to fight him. Not
That is
even the
like-
prime Mayweather.
Did Floyd
Kind of globally known.
Yes. I have to believe that Floyd is ducking.
So Manny was forced to move up to 2 weight classes. Manny had to face his idol himself, Oscar de la Hoya. Their size difference was so noticeable that Manny's countrymen got worried about him. There was even a bill that was passed just to stop the fight from happening.
The objective is to protect the pride of our nation. Protect him from a possible debacle that may be detrimental to his
Yeah, because anything can happen in those rings. Like anything.
fighting a small man.
But the fight still happened, and Manny shocked everyone when he completely dominated the much bigger fighter and even made him give up in round number 8.
Manny Pacquiao has beaten Oscar De La Hoya.
Manny then went down a weight class to visit the lightweight division to put Ricky Hatton to sleep.
Oh, the whole head just.
Then moved back up to welterweight and proceeded to go on a rampage against bigger opponents. One notable victim was Antonio Margarito, who was arguably the biggest fighter Manny ever
He's
faced.
shredded.
What made this matchup interesting was the drama leading up to the fight because Margarito was so arrogant and insulted Manny in multiple ways.
Así va a quedar, mira. Así va a quedar llorando. Julian, who's gonna win?
those are the biggest amounts, are the ones who always suffer the most at the end and are so embarrassed.
Es puto Pacquiao.
Así es, pendejo.
But just like Salt Papi, Manny did all the talking with his fists.
Yeah.
Vicious beatdown of a guy who outweighed 17 pounds in the ring.
Now who is talking, huh?
Pacquiao has his unanimous decision victory. Margarito
Oh,
has
damn.
a vicious beatdown to remember.
Oh,
His
you look
fifth
unrecognizable at this point.
conquest of a significantly bigger man.
Manny Pacquiao's career is definitely full of interesting fights, but it would take hours if I had to share all of them.
Like, you don't have to
For
be
now,
the biggest
let me just
guy in
give
the
you a
ring to be the
perspective on the
strongest.
magnitude of his achievements. Manny is the only 8-weight division world champion, and he has held a total of 13 world titles across all of them. This is a feat no boxer has ever done before.
Wow.
He made it into the boxing world fighting bigger guys, and retired fighting even bigger guys. He was the people's David against the world's Goliaths, and because of his legacy, he became an inspiration to many aspiring
I'm
young
sure.
athletes. And one of them was surprisingly a young woman, Heidelin Diaz. She was only 9 when she got introduced to weightlifting by her cousins, as they used to haul wood, which is a common thing in the provinces to gain extra money. She liked it instantly as she discovered that she was actually stronger than her cousins, who turned out to be boys. They also lived a life of poverty as her parents struggled to make ends meet. Heidelin was the 5th child among 6, so his dad's income as a tricycle driver and a part-time farmer was barely enough to support them. She had to borrow shoes and uniforms for training and gladly took hand-me-downs. Going to the gym was even a struggle for her because she didn't have money for fare, so she had to sit on her friend's lap to avoid paying. Despite all the difficulties, Heidelin kept going and her hard work paid off as she got selected as the wildcard entry in the 2008 Summer Olympics in China, making her the first ever female weightlifter to compete for the Philippines in the Olympics. She was only 17.
So cool.
Making it to the Olympics was a good achievement, but winning it all was the ultimate challenge. In Heidelin's case, the gold eluded her for more than a decade, and it eluded the whole country for almost a century. 97 years to be exact. Her journey was full of setbacks and crushing defeats, but there was one thing she didn't do. She never gave up.
People who come from less succeed.
Liao back into gold medal position.
Wow. A new Olympic record with that lift at 126.
The pressure now goes back to Heidelin Diaz, who has one
New Olympic
lift
record.
remaining to become Olympic champion.
Heidelin's last successful attempt was 124, and in order to win, she had to break the world record again by adding 3 more kilos to make it 127, which was something she'd never lifted in the past. That is almost 300 pounds. It's like lifting a Batista.
My God.
She has the clean. Now she needs the jerk.
Can she recover? There it is! Your Olympic champion in the women's 55 kilo category denies China the gold. Gold to the Philippines. Heidelin Diaz.
She did just that.
Oh my God.
Heidelin Diaz took home the country's first ever Olympic gold medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Philippines.
I bet people were so proud of her. And she was probably so... I don't even know what you can feel at that moment inside. Just gratitude and all the hard work that has gone into it. To be proud of yourself. Oh, that's so emotional.
Man, kind of felt a little emotional there. Because,
Yeah,
we are not
I mean,
known
the
for our
whole thing
physical
throughout
gifts. We are not the tallest people in the world. We are not the strongest either. Sometimes we lose, badly, but we never see it as a disadvantage. We see it as a challenge to claim victory by improving our skills and
Yeah,
talents
it's just
even
a letter,
further.
like...
We are Filipinos.
If you fail every
We
time
are
a little
proud
bit
race.
better, it's a win
Sometimes it makes me
anyways.
wonder, why are we always so proud? Well, the answer is simple. Because we believe that our country's heart and soul are its people.
Yes. You guys, I had no idea that in Philippines there were so many people in like boxing, wrestling, like those are so many like in my country there's literally one person I can think of who does something like that, who is like mildly known. And also the weightlifting, that was so emotional when she lifted at 127. I was like, oh my god, it's like my person was like did it and I was just so proud of them. And she was just, oh my god, the emotions, it's just, I can't imagine what emotions overfills when you achieve your goal and the thing that you haven't even done ever in your life, and to break the world record, like, are you kidding? That is insane. I mean, thank you so much for suggesting me to keep looking at these episodes, because I'm learning so much that I never knew any of this, so this is so insightful and cool. And to see, like, us at the end, Chuck said, like, we're not like the richest, the strongest, the tallest, but like we have the dedication, and we don't see the lost battle as like the end of the world. We see it like as a new like milestone what we can like climb after that. And that's a great like mindset to put your life into. As I said as well, like if you fail better every single time, it becomes a win. Like surely steady, you are moving upwards. Even that is a fail, it's not a fail in the grand scheme of things, you know? And also I love how these bigger names are like just going so out with their mouth, and then they're like beaten down and they're like, oh, I'm so embarrassed that they said anything. But like those people need to like learn something, like some, I don't know, manners. You just stop being braggy and just do your thing, and you have no idea what this person is capable of, so how can you say anything? You know, that's just quite stupid of them. But like, I mean, they got what they kind of deserved, and like they said bad things, and they said like basically lies, and your people show them wrong, which is incredible. Anyways guys, what do you guys think of this episode? Are you proud of each one of them? Because I surely would be, and I am kind of. Like at that end when she lifted the 127, I was like, oh my god, that's so like moving, and it's like, this is like my person did that, and I was just so excited and emotional about the whole thing. So yeah, leave your thoughts in comments down below. And also I will move to the episode number 3, which I don't know what it's gonna be about, but I will see you then. So bye.